Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 2,825. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and my cock. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the random question is back. Your guess is as good as mine. Categories: food and pets. Get ready for the return of Ask the Men's Room. Profile this on tap. Plus headlines, the Men's Room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, drinking and drunk.
All right, here we go to Florida, where they are so dumb they can't figure out why they're catching flack for bringing a tiger to a prom. Keyless ignitions, by the way, have killed 28 as people accidentally leave car running, and then they are gone. Pull into the driveway, don't realize it, close the garage. Car's still running, carbon monoxide kills them all in their sleep. Darwin. Library book returned after 47 years, shocking people that libraries still exist. If being pregnant wasn't hard enough, also getting hit by lightning would sure make me pissed. And Detroit PD swears in cat officer, Pofficer Donut. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, a 51-year-old Florida woman. She was arrested after she threatened to shoot her roommates for hiding her vodka. I think we understand perhaps why they hide her vodka, but this is not an idle threat, because we want you to keep in mind that this is also the same woman who once fired shots at frogs in her apartment complex because they were ribbiting too loudly. See, the thing about roommates is they just might be crazy. In South Carolina, a 64-year-old woman, she stabbed her roommate because he wouldn't stop blasting the Eagles. Guessing she didn't have that peaceful, easy feeling, and she decided to take it to the limit. Yeah, those were Eagle jokes. Suck it. Now, people find themselves in conflict for all kinds of weird reasons. A Nigerian woman, she was recently booted from a flight because another passenger said that she smelled bad. I believe pungent was the word they used to describe her particular scent. And speaking of scents, an unidentified man in Arizona. He has a particular neighborhood on edge after he was witnessed multiple times sniffing people's laundry.
Jesus.
Ooh. Yep, sniffing their laundry. Can't make this stuff up. But these are the stories we've seen that have led us to many, many questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we ask you a question at complete random. And after you answer said question, we will share with you the news story that inspired the question.
Be part of the big show on the random question. Call 844-999-OLA. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to themensroom@mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Oh, the show's and away we go. Welcome to show number 2,825. In a large and a charge program we have for you today. This is going to be a guaranteed future repeat. We're taking a vacation on this day for sure. Random question is back. Your guess is as good as mine. The categories we have for you today are food and pets. And I believe that our own Mike Hawk touched on this a little bit in a previous episode. We have the 10 foods that we wish we could eat every day.
Yeah.
If calories weren't, a problem. And we have a new list of the 10 most popular pets here in America, and some of these have been traded in and out, believe it or not.
Animals, you mean?
It's been an exciting year in the world of pets. So those are your two categories on Your Guess is as good as mine. Return of Ask the Men's Room's coming up. We'll drink your toast with the shot of the day, profile this, blah, 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 all that stuff. And, of course, today is the day we do our random question. 844-999-OLA.
Random.
Hello,
random,
Whitney.
random,
Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hello.
Hola. Hello, Whitney. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Beautiful day.
It really is. And it's beautiful to have you on the show, Whitney.
Oh, thank you.
You too should write a song about it.
Yes. I'm going to take this one right off the top here. This is the first question I have on the top of the pile. And since you're a woman, why the hell not? Whitney, do you normally achieve orgasm when you have intercourse?
For the most part.
Okay.
Is it one partner or you have multiple partners?
One partner.
One partner. So what is his percentage rate of getting you where you need to go?
Oh, man, I'm on the phone.
Do it like an Uber.
No. We're in the tree. What did you say now? What's the percentage?
I would say 75%.
That's a pretty good percentage, wouldn't you think, though? I mean,
it depends what it is. In baseball, they would pay you $8 billion a year.
Yeah, it's a great
percentage. If you're an
percentage.
Uber driver, and 75% of the time you lose your job.
Yeah. Now, Whitney, is that mostly on you and the mood you're in and everything else, or how long the type of sex it is, or is that just
absolutely me?
So it is on. So sometimes it's easier for you than not. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I like how giggly. Is it like if he does a certain thing, are you like that's a home run, or does it really just depend per sexual session?
I would say it kind of just depends on the mood, how much we've drank, kind of all the factors.
Okay, well,
right. Yeah, all those things.
Yeah, other than alcohol, I think I bat about 100% for at least getting myself off.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, without whiskey,
and that's just masturbating.
Right, I don't even need help.
Right.
You know, it's great when it's there, but if it's not, like, I can handle this.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, thank you for being honest about that.
I've never thought about that happening during... just masturbating.
So if you
during sex,
I'm just not excited enough.
If you can't,
I'm going to stop.
Yeah. No, Whitney,
that's not the time to do it. Granted, you'll crush someone's. You know, I've had enough of you.
Now, if you can't get there, do you need to get there?
She's gone. She's gone.
Oh, she's gone. All right. Okay. Well, the reason we asked,
gone off.
Do you normally climax during intercourse? According to
reason.
A new
we just wanted to know.
Yeah, right,
we just wanted you to throw it out there.
She sounded nice. According to a new study, when a woman blows her nose,
I was like, wow, Miles.
Before getting it on, she's up to 600% more likely to climax during sex.
If she blows her
let me
nose?
repeat that. According to a new study, when a woman blows her nose before getting it on, she's up to 600% more likely to climax. Why? It's because smells are a big part of sex, and they really help a woman get where she wants to go.
I'd want my nose to be plugged up.
So if she's congested, depends on who you're with.
I get funky.
It can really affect her experience, I guess.
So a 600% increase in the likelihood of her reaching an orgasm. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Kleenex are not just for masturbatory cleanup anymore.
And I told you
at this point, like, look, this is for both of them. I'm going to use it for solo time. Please blow your nose before we have sex, and I will come off like I'm the man.
And I told you guys about this in the office. I have this weird thing every once in a while where I have the need to sneeze. And so I don't know what the trigger is, but I mean,
that's not how you say it.
No, it
everyone
comes on fast.
Occasionally.
No,
has
this is the trigger when right before I'm having an orgasm. Okay, and I'm telling you what, like, it's not one of those where you could, where you have like, I think I have a sneeze coming on.
Right.
I'm going to try to hold off this thing. I shouldn't blow my nose. Maybe I can hold it off. Maybe I wahoo. It's not one of those. It's just like wahoo. Like it just comes on, man, out of nowhere, and I can't control it.
All these years, here I am.
During sex, I
thinking
sneeze.
that he has allergies. But no, it's just Miles' orgasm.
Here at work.
So,
probably rubbing my legs together. You don't even know.
Next time you sneeze, I'm like, dude, what did you do?
Right, exactly.
But, sorry, man. But it's the way you
bizarre.
Sick man.
But the way you phrase it in the office. I wasn't like, hey, this happens to me. You said, hey, man, anybody else feel the need to sneeze when they're about to have an orgasm? And then there's a weird pause, and Miles follows that. Or is that just me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, man.
Hey, if it's me, it's me. I understand.
I mean, but how often it just seems
it's just random every once in a while. It's not all the time, but it's triggered right before that.
How many women have you
Always right
sneezed
before.
on?
Oh, countless. No, I don't know. I mean, not very many. My wife, but at the same time, it happens at the same time. Most of the time, if it's going to happen.
Does it help it?
I would think it does.
I mean, if you like being sneezed on.
I mean,
your perspective.
Right,
man.
exactly.
Like, if you have to fart and you sneeze when you fart.
It's just a strange trigger that I have at the same time with it. And that's what...
Is your penis connected to your sinus cavity?
Look how big my nose is, too. So I don't know what the deal is on the whole connection thing. But when I read this thing, I was
that's
like...
so weird.
Uh-oh, is there something with your nose?
I think you're allergic to wahine.
No, I'm definitely not. That's not the case.
Well, you're the one sneeze. Man, I don't sneeze during sex unless I just have to sneeze, but not...
You think I breathe too much of it in?
Not because... Pubic hair stuck to the back
I'm
of your
like Michael
nostril.
Douglas, but with a nose. Damn you, woman. You're
It's
going to
her
give me the
fault.
nose cancer. Random question, 844-999.
Random.
Hello, Terry. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola. Hello, Terry. Terry, let's go with this one. This is always a fun topic. What story, movie, TV show, what scared you growing up? Could have been anything. Hell, Gene Simmons was scary when I was a kid.
Well, for me, I think my first memory of a scary movie was The Blob.
What, the 1950s version of Blob?
The movie?
Yeah. Not that I'm that old, but...
Okay, well, I mean...
yeah, I just remember my sister used to like scary movies, so she'd always kind of drag me into these kind of movies, and they look like they're going to be okay, and then they're scary.
Is it one of those things that... Because my kids are at the age now where there's a few movies I would like to just watch, and I'm not sure they're going to take it. So, like, the movies that scared me as a kid, like, Jaws was scary, but I understood what sharks were. The Exorcist split my head open because, as a child, I'd never even contemplated that a situation like that, you could even make that up. You know what I mean? So head spinning all this. So, like, with the Blob, was it that it was a monster, or was it just more like I couldn't even conceive that some faceless thing could just terrorize and kill a bunch of people?
I think because it was kind of unstoppable, it could eat anything.
What other movies did you watch? Because that was an interesting genre. There was The Creature from the Black Lagoon. That was the Godzilla years.
That was later made into Shaft.
Yeah.
What? How did they end up killing the Blob at the end of the movie? I don't remember.
I don't know. It's been so long. I'm assuming probably fire or something.
But it seemed like Godzilla fought all of those creatures, too. Like, Godzilla
Well, he didn't
fought
fight
the
the
Blob.
Blob. He didn't fight the Blob?
I think he fought the Blob.
Man, I don't think he fought
I think he fought everything, man.
Is that the only way to beat a blob? Is it Godzilla?
I don't know. But the
Well,
Blob was
Godzilla
like this
always
big
won.
black cloud, so it really was just like a
Godzilla
hurricane.
fought everybody. Godzilla fought Mechagodzilla. Mothra,
Yeah, I think I
Ghidorah.
watched that terrible movie. I don't know. It just seemed like those were those, and with the mythical stuff too. So the reason we asked,
what mythicals?
like, what was the claymation stuff with like the Medusa?
You know
what I'm
Jason and
talking
the
about.
Argonaut. That stuff scared you?
No, that's definitely. It was just the
okay.
same era
All
of
right.
time when all that stuff was
I
coming
wasn't
out.
judging.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just sounded like I was. Sorry. My bad, man.
That scared your bitch ass?
Yeah, it was a freaking movie. All right. The reason we asked what story, movie, TV show scared you growing up. According to a new survey, a quarter of parents say they're changing parts of classic stories when they tell them to their kids because they're too scary, or they send a bad message, or they're not politically correct. So parents are changing fairy tales and how they tell them.
Like, give us an example of a fairy tale. I'm going to see if I can guess the part you would change.
Little Red Riding Hood.
The wolf eats her in real life, right? Does she get eaten?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
The
going
wolf
to guess.
eats the grandma. That's correct.
The grandma. Right, not Little Red Riding Hood.
Does she get out? Oh, that's right. Somebody
gets
shows up, right? Spoiler alert. Someone saves her.
No, she goes to the little pig's house, right?
No, that's the big bad wolf chases the pig. I'm going to huff and puff and do all this
So
crap.
many wolves.
So, he ate the grandmother. Little Red Riding Hood shows up. Big teeth, all better to eat you with. Didn't he eat her? I thought he just ate her. Whatever the case, I'm guessing he
Well,
didn't
instead
eat
of eating him in the new version, they become friends.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah. All
Look,
right,
man,
how about,
I think the bigger message here is make sure your kids have a healthy fear of wolves. Right? I mean, at the end of that story, whatever else you might think, we know that she's scared of wolves, and she should be because the wolf ate her grandmother.
How about Three Little Pigs?
The little bit.
Huff, puff, blow the house down.
Right.
What?
So what's changed about that? The last house was built properly.
It
Stop
was.
the
It was a
wolf.
brick house. And how did they try to kill the
He's
wolf?
a
Do we remember that?
brick house.
They tried to get the wolf. They tried to trick the wolf into the home, and they were going to kill him.
Light
So
it on
they-
fire?
Stab him?
Basically, yeah. They
How
had
are they
a
going
pot
to put
of
him in the
fire.
chimney
They were
or
going to send
something?
him down the chimney into a pot of boiling water. So
Yeah.
if he came down the chimney, he would just boil himself and he would die.
No, again, kids, the lesson to learn is when you have a serial murderer who has targeted you specifically, if you can goad him into dying, do that. So far, parents have whiffed on this.
So in the new Three Little Pigs, they don't trick the wolf into going down the chimney into a boiling pot of water. He just apologizes and they let him go on his way. The gingerbread man, he doesn't get eaten at the end. What is the point of being a gingerbread man if you're not going to get eaten?
His entire existence
is
is
based
predicated
on
on the
being
fact he's going to be consumed. It's not our fault
Yeah.
you gave him a story.
Hansel and Gretel.
Gretel. All right, hang on. So this one, they go to the woods. The witch finds them. Is she cooking both of them or one of them at the time? I thought they got out of their jam at the end.
They do. They killed the witch.
Yeah. Okay.
Did they boil her alive?
First of all, they don't get abandoned in the woods, and they don't meet the witch, and they don't kill her. They just meet her maybe, and then they don't have to kill her.
What the hell is the story then?
I'm not sure. And then basically,
what is the whole point? Is you were lost in the woods and you found a witch?
how about the ugly duckling? What don't they do in that one?
It doesn't turn into a beautiful swan?
No, it never started ugly.
Oh, they're never mad at it for being ugly.
No, the story never starts because you never call anything ugly.
Yeah, but what do you call it then?
You avoid telling the ugly duckling in general.
Listen, I'm
because
sorry.
it promotes body shaming and bullying.
Oh, shut up.
So you don't even say
shut
the story.
Up. Because look, I don't care who you are. Everyone can say this crap. And look, we understand there is a way to be tactful when speaking to someone. But you're out of your mind if you think by telling people not to say these things. Look, my kids can look at someone, and I know my son for a fact, okay? He has never said, I think that girl's pretty, I think that girl's ugly.
Okay.
Certain women have walked by where, let's just say, I think we're tracking the same. Because this is the one time his eyes are locked on some woman, and he's gone, and I get it, right? He's a little boy, and he's I don't know.
Or are they girls in his class, or are they
No, these are women.
Okay.
All right, look, my man, I think having boobs seems to make a big difference, right?
He likes boobs.
There's girls in his class. He's cool with them. He's chill, but
They don't have boobs.
they have a name, they're friends, and they play soccer, all right?
Yeah.
These women will walk down the street, or at a restaurant, whatever it is, and I realize he is locked into them, and you can read his face, and he's not old enough to piece it all together, but happy things are happening for him. Other people walk by, and he'll lock into them, but I know why he's locking into them. It's because they look like something that you would strain out of your stock pot,
right.
You know what I mean? Or the thing you pull from the inside of the turkey before you cook it for Thanksgiving. In his mind, he knows, I think that person's ugly. I think this person's good. And then you understand that you don't want to be ugly. Therefore,
right.
you teach them something like the ugly duckling. It makes sense. It's not about shaming someone. It's that, hey, you don't want to be this thing, but if you are this thing, look what happens in the end, right?
Roll with it.
Isn't it the same thing you say like to the kid who's getting beaten up in high school? Hey, man, this is the guy who's going to be your boss later, CEO, whatever it is. It's the same general principle.
Yeah.
It sucks for you now because of this thing, but if you wait, because I thought that was the effing point we're making to the kids, not don't fat shame someone. Kids, I have bad news. People say horrible things all the time, and you know this because you're kids and you're responsible for 98% of it.
Not only that, but social
Come on.
media, it's right there. You can
Right,
see
like
it.
don't read the ugly duckling.
It's not talking behind someone's back
Jesus
anymore. That term doesn't exist.
Christ.
You just do it right in front of them.
Right, just post it.
You just don't tag them.
It's a joke. Ha ha.
Right, that's
Just
a-
joking.
Yeah, LOL. Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, Cheyenne. Let's go with this one. What is your favorite smell that other people might find kind of weird? What do you like to smell?
it.
Let's see. Honestly, I got to go with cherry blossoms.
You like the smell of a cherry blossom?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
Well, at what
It
point,
just smells
man?
like congestion and sneezing to me.
Oh, because of your allergies?
Yes.
And they're kind of the beginning of the season for you. Like,
Yeah, I'm just
welcome
like
to months of torment.
Like I can't look at a cherry blossom and be happy.
Have you taken the time to go to our nation's capital for their cherry blossom blooming festival crap?
No, I haven't been out there for that yet.
Okay,
I
don't.
got my love for cherry blossoms basically out in Seattle when I was going to school out there.
Okay,
so.
see, this is the point I was going to make. And having lived in the D.C. area anyway for a number of years, the place would go crazy because the cherry blossoms are blossoming, right? And you're talking millions of people show up to look at this. Almost everywhere I've been in America, there are cherry blossoms, okay? And for the life of me, I cannot understand why people spend all this money. It's one thing to drive from Philly and go to, it's another thing to fly from San Francisco. And I'm like, man, you know the cherry blossom looks in your backyard that you hate raking up after a couple of weeks. Like, yeah, they look like that.
I was going to tell you, man, they've got their window for like a week or two. Other than that,
And then they turn to
They're a
crap.
crap tree to have in your yard.
it's
They
everywhere.
rot. They drop crap everywhere.
It's horrible.
I mean, cherry wood might be nice wood. I'm not
Sure.
sure that it can actually come from a cherry tree because you can break off branches of that thing. It's got about a 10-year lifespan. It sucks as a tree. It's like you might as well have locust trees. You might as well
Damn, you
just
suck.
have trash.
See, we're back to the shaming.
Oh, this
thing.
is the worst.
Did you learn
tree.
nothing?
This is the worst tree. This is.
I'm with them. There's my new place
This
has
sucks.
one right in front,
Yeah, it
and
sucks.
all I'm doing
It's picking up all that crap.
There's petals everywhere,
Yeah.
and as soon as you vacuum,
It's
there's
the
more
back.
of them.
You know what the petals
it
look like?
sucks.
Because on the tree, they're beautiful. The moment they hit the ground, it's like a dog pooped in the snow. They get brown and,
And it's
ugly.
literally like 2 weeks. Because, I mean, right, like I grew up right outside of D.C.
Yeah.
Every year it's this massive thing.
Oh, man.
You never know when it's going to happen. and then they bloom for like a week or two, and that's it.
And they gum up a fireplace. They just suck in general.
You suck as a tree.
Well,
all you got to do is grow and stand there.
God damn it. Maple, oak, all that stuff is better. Especially for like burning. Everything. It
doesn't even burn well.
I just remember we had to cut down a bunch of trees when I was a kid because that's how we made money in the Boy Scouts was selling cords of wood.
Right.
So you dealt with a lot of wood, you split a lot of wood, you cut a lot of wood, you dealt with insects in wood. And cherry trees were they were like they were the alley dumpster of trees, man. Just crap in them. Like you'd cut them open and 9 million ants would come flying out, and they sucked. They'd be hollow in the middle with a frickin' rodent living in it. I mean, there's always some crap whenever you got with a cherry tree. It's just stupid.
You suck as a tree.
They do suck. And real cherry trees like that, they don't produce cherries. That's not where cherries come from. It's like a hybrid tree that makes cherries.
Cherry blossom.
Cherry blossom. Yeah, exactly.
That's like a fart blossom.
Right. The reason we asked favorite smell that other people might find weird, it's one thing to be concerned about someone lurking around your backyard, but how about if they're there just to smell your laundry? That is what's happening in one Arizona neighborhood.
Smell it.
I thought it was Minnesota, too, for the same reason. Read the name of that town. Like Alawaki? It looks like Milwaukee. It's like Ahawaki?
Sounds like a lake that Prince would know. That's what's happening in this neighborhood, and it was all caught on camera. Saturday, a homeowner's motion detection alarm went off, and she asked to say anonymous. There was a body back there, so I knew there was somebody in the yard, and she jumped out of bed. I called 911. I was scared. She thought this man caught on camera was going to break into her house, but then he does something bizarre and unexpected. He picks up her laundry, smells it several times, and then he walks away. I have to say, as far as my favorite aisles in the grocery store, I enjoy walking through the laundry aisle just to get a whiff of the
I do,
bleach.
but not on other people's clothes.
But not other people's laundry.
I know that. That's not my fetish.
Difference.
It's not my fetish, but you can definitely tell when
everybody enjoys
You can definitely tell when someone's got a fabric softener.
In their fresh laundry.
You ever put on someone else's sweater, whatever, jacket from it, and you're like, oh, God, use a lot of fabric softener. This is great.
It does smell. Your fresh sheets, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say most
Makes
people,
difference.
to me, because of their fabric softener, have like a specific smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? If somebody leaves like clothes at your house, you can be like,
You know,
smells like Billy.
Yeah. No, it's like
Billy.
Yeah. He smells like
Billy.
But Billy's mom still doesn't.
Billy. Hey, by the way, real quick, Miles, as far as sneezing during orgasm, it says, Miles, you're not alone. It seems to happen to me.
All right, there's one voucher.
So now you got two freaks. And as far as the blob, how do they kill it? You guys fire? Well, you've made the people angry. Fire only made it bigger, Miles.
Oh.
They froze it.
They froze the
Use
blob.
your frickin' head when it comes to a blob. Jesus.
Random question, 844-9990. We've got more of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories in your guess as good as mine. That'd be food, if you could eat any food and have it not show up on your waistline, what would that be? And pets, as far as the most popular pets in the good old US of A. Those are the categories coming up with your guess is as good as mine. In the meantime, it is our random question, and we have some comments.
Yeah, regarding two of the things we talked about, one of the questions you asked is, what was your favorite smell that other people might find kind of weird? A guy says, my favorite smell, his favorite, WD-40.
All right.
I don't know if I can identify. I've smelled it, but it's a
weird
can't
one.
even remember. Someone else says, and I don't know what to make of this. I love the smell of a sweaty horse.
Sweaty horse.
Sweaty horse.
Yeah, when they get all foamy and gross.
When I was a kid, I used to like the smell of gasoline.
I loved it as a kid.
smell.
I don't mind it
but
now. I just
now
try not
it's
to huff it because I'm old enough to
but
know.
when I was a
that.
kid, I liked it. But
you-
now, it's like it doesn't. It's not that I don't like it. I can identify it, but I don't know. For some reason, when I was a kid, man.
You ever met anyone who likes the smell of diesel? Most people I know like the smell of diesel 100%. People are like,
No, it's a different
that
smell.
is horrible.
It's a heavier smell.
And Miles, you were going on about cherry trees and how they suck even for being a tree. And you gave a list of reasons why.
I'm sure they have a practical application.
Well, we found at least one. And everyone who's discovered this one application has let us know cherry wood is fantastic for smoking meat.
That would make sense. Hey, look, if it does one thing good, I'm glad because if not, it's just completely worthless.
But that's probably from actual cherry trees, right? Not cherry blossoms.
You know what? That's a good point, man. I think you're right. I think that's... Yeah,
There's a
cherry
lot of-
blossoms. Are they...
They're just junk.
Are they good for cherry blossoms, not the cherry tree, a cherry blossom?
I don't know.
All right, let's go to Missouri. Hello, damn it. Hello, John. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello, it is my pleasure to finally be talking to some of the finest men in the Seattle area.
Well, it's about time you called, man. What part of Missouri are you in?
I'm in the Kansas City area, and I'm actually transplanted back here about a half decade ago now.
All right, well, then you know barbecue. Let's go with this question.
And we know that Kansas City welcomes at least 25 million visitors annually. Mm-hmm. They even posted the sign in a window. Yeah.
Let's go with this random question. What band or artist do you absolutely hate?
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, why do you hate Guns N' Roses?
Because since the original lineup broke up, they've been crap. Anytime Axl's brought them back, they are a shell of their former selves. They don't know how to rock, and Axl is a bloated idiot.
Now, have you listened to their newest incarnation when they've got Duff back and Slash and all that?
That's one that I haven't because previous incarnations have just totally burned me on anything to do with Axl's musical ventures, as we'll call them.
I get what you said. There was so long where Guns N' Roses was just Axl, and Axl was in that place, and only Axl Rose can identify the right. At some point, you lose interest. So even when it comes back, I will say we've heard their latest single. It's actually pretty cool. It sounds like
it's from that back in that era.
Right.
I will say I saw him last summer. You could tell who like Slash had been working for the last 20 years and who hadn't.
Oh yeah,
let me just say, if you were to offer me Guns N' Roses tickets or Justin Bieber tickets, I'd take Bieber over Guns N' Roses any day of the week.
I thought Guns N' Roses kicked ass. I really did. But now, I thought they put on a hell of a show. I'm on the other side of that.
Is part of this out of protest? And I have a friend. He's a very dear friend. He's also a moron. But this guy, he will not. I love him. I know I'm doing the Joe Biden on him. Great guy, but sometimes he's a fool. But one thing he's always been is remarkably stubborn. All right, so Pearl Jam's been around for 20, 25 years. Pearl Jam, they're just ubiquitous. Okay, to this day, and he never says I don't like their music. He's never said those words. So I'll cut him some slack. But he will not listen to them because he was a Mother Love Bone fan. All right, again, 25, 30 years ago. Andrew Wood died. They didn't kick him out of the band. It's not like some weird animal. The guy died. He's no longer part of the Mortal Coil. But the fact that they even hired Eddie Vedder, even I explained, they changed the name of the band, man. He won't listen to him just for that reason. Honestly, to this day.
Because he liked the original, I guess.
But it was a different band.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Is it out of protest, or you really just think they're that bad?
It's really that I just think they're that bad.
Okay.
I've given them chances over the years with the different lineups, and it's just been craptacular.
Okay.
I mean, if you put some of their post-original lineup incarnations next to cover bands, 9 times out of 10, in my opinion, the cover bands sound better.
Somebody was talking about, I don't know if it's, you never know anything from that camp, but somebody was saying that there was a possibility, or maybe they had talked about Adler and Stradlin joining, or maybe Gilby Clarke, or I don't. Here's what happened.
Steven Adler would rejoin the band if you went to hit.
Oh yeah, he would.
Before you hit send on your text, he would respond. Mm-hmm. Izzy Stradlin, they've offered him tens of millions of dollars, and Izzy Stradlin's, man, I don't know what to. Plus, it's like Robert Plant with Zeppelin. He's like, dude, I'm done.
And without even though it's the lineup changes, like my buddy Phil is just like, he's like, I'm sorry, that's a one record band. Like, absolutely. Appetite is phenomenal, but I don't know that the other albums live up to it.
Nothing. No, they don't even get close.
You know, it's a 3-album band, technically. And, I mean, if you
he's saying, like, one he likes.
Right, exactly.
But they don't touch Appetite. I mean,
there's a couple bands have done that. Like, Boston has done that. There have been a few bands in history.
Yeah, but to Boston's credit, the first record sold, like 12 million copies? Their next one still sold like 8 million copies, and there's still a ton of singles.
And they didn't have a number 1 until they released Boston 3.
I know. How weird is that?
So, yeah, kind of a weird deal. All right, let's see here. Our random question, 844-999. Ola, we'll let you know while we ask the question, what band do you hate here in just a couple seconds.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.